in the right place. Stonehenge Decoded. Next on Nat Geo. We return to National Geographic Channel presents the members of Naval Lodge Number 4, located in Washington, D.C., have gathered to offer a rare glimpse into one of the Masons' most treasured ceremonies, the installation of a new master. The Freemasons have performed ceremonies like these behind closed doors for centuries. And the tradition continues today. In the United States alone, there are approximately 2 million Master Masons. Conspiracy theorists in America are suspicious of the Masons' secrecy and their alleged power. It's been that way from the beginning, since even before the United States was established. American independence began with an event staged by men in disguise under the cover of darkness. The Boston Tea Party. On December 16, 1773, dozens of colonists boarded 3 British ships, the Dartmouth, the Beaver, and the Eleanor. 50 men split open 342 crates of tea with axes. And tossed the tea into the harbor. Earlier that night, the rebels had rendezvoused at the Green Dragon Tavern, the weekly meeting place for a Masonic lodge, the Lodge of St. Andrew.
There's a picture of the Green Dragon from that period, a hand-drawn picture from this period, which says, this is where we planned the Tea Party.
And so the theory is born. The Masons were creating chaos again. They planned and executed the Boston Tea Party. But did they? The Boston Tea Party may have involved some Masons, but it was staged by a radical group called the Sons of Liberty, not the Freemasons.
While many individual men who were Freemasons who participated in the Boston Tea Party, they did not gather together as Masons to do that. They were involved in other revolutionary organizations. So it's a cross membership.
The Freemasons' alleged involvement in the revolution does not end with the Tea Party. When the British arrived in force almost a year and a half later, a warning went out amongst the colonists, carried by Paul Revere. The man on horseback was also a Mason. He was not alone. George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and John Hancock were also prominent Freemasons. But enemies of the craft have exaggerated or overemphasized the role of the Freemasons. They claim Freemasons wrote the Declaration of Independence. In truth, only 9 of the 55 who signed it were Masons. And its author, Thomas Jefferson, was not one of them. And when it comes to the U.S. Constitution, only 13 of the 39 who approved the document were or later became a Freemason.
Freemasons indeed were influential in the founding of our country. You can rattle off a list of Masonic revolutionaries. That's a who's who. George Washington leads the list. Paul Revere, Benjamin Franklin, the Marquis de Lafayette. These were all Freemasons. So is Benedict Arnold. We don't make as big a deal about Benedict Arnold as we do about George Washington.
Freemasons certainly did have a major impact upon the creation of the United States of America. Freemasonry itself did not.
But what about the unfinished pyramid and all-seeing eye on the $1 bill? The image on the seal is actually the Great Seal of the United States. The seal was originally designed by a committee that included Ben Franklin, a Mason. It may sound suspicious, but neither the eye nor the pyramid were Franklin's ideas. And Franklin never put the seal on the dollar bill. That happened in 1935, when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a 32nd degree Mason, ordered the change. Still, the Freemasons deny there is any hidden message in the seal.
The all-seeing eye on the reverse side of that dollar in the top of that pyramid simply represents the all-seeing eye of God. And it's used by numerous organizations for that same purpose. It certainly is not a limited Masonic emblem.
The list and the allegations go on, that the streets of the capital city are laid out in a certain pattern to form the square and compasses, the emblem of the Freemasons. Some believe that a satanic pentagram was also incorporated into the city's design. That the Washington Monument is an Egyptian-style obelisk, a pagan-inspired icon. And when George Washington laid the foundation stone for the U.S. Capitol, he did it in full Masonic regalia. The first president did indeed wear a Masonic apron for the ceremony, but the Masons denied the allegations about their symbols being placed in Washington, D.C.'s layout.
You could probably go to any major city in the world and lay the square and compasses on the street maps of that city, and it would fit conveniently in some location.
And point to this inverted pentagram pointing to the White House. And say, oh my gosh, this is a sign that the Masons and their satanic cabal have taken over the world. Well, if you look at the map, if you look at the street, it's not completed. I kind of wonder to myself, if the Masons are so all-powerful that they can stick this secret pentagram into the layout, so how come they didn't complete it?
On the other hand, America has certainly been influenced by the presence of the Masons. If you've ever used the lines on the level, be square with someone, and give him the third degree, you have the Masons to thank. And every time a gavel strikes in a courtroom, you might be hearing a bit of Masonic tradition. Coming up, questions surround a Grand Master Mason and President of the United States.